Need to write it down? You're watching WJBF, Channel 6, Augusta.
Live from Augusta and wherever news is happening, all today's news from all across our area. David Allen, Kathy Marks, Skywatch weather with George Myers, and your sports with Stan Birdie. This is Newswatch 6.
Our lead story tonight, nude dancing and alcohol will soon be an illegal mixture in Georgia. In Atlanta today, the Georgia Senate voted 44-7.
Number 1 news team led by Steve Barrett and Andrea Arsenault. George Myers with the weather and Stan Birdie with all your local sports. This is Newswatch, live at 6.
Our lead story tonight, Americans are...
Coverage you can count on. WJBF News Channel 6. Georgia Carolina's #1 news team with Mary Morrison and meteorologist Matt Monroe. You're watching News Channel 6. Good morning, Augusta.
Morning. Major damage to tell you about from Washington State today. We'll show you what happened after a West Coast earthquake.
A suspicious death at this house in Thompson brings GBI investigators. We'll have the latest on how that investigation is going tonight.
Coverage you can count on. You're watching WJBF News Channel 6 at 5:30.
A Thompson woman is found dead. Police are calling it murder. Tonight's top story, the latest on the investigation. Good evening, everyone.
69.
You're watching WJBF News Channel 6 at 11. Coverage you can count on.
Tonight's big story, deputies say he's armed, dangerous, and only 15. Tonight, investigators are searching for a murder suspect. Good evening, everyone. I'm Renita Crawford. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
You're watching WJBF News Channel 6. Good morning, Augusta. You're watching WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Tonight at 6, disturbing home video.
You're watching WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Tonight's big story, the race factor in the race for mayor. Do the issues even matter in Augusta?
Live from Television Park in downtown Augusta, the station you count on. This is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kimberly Scott. So glad to have you with us this evening. We begin tonight.
Live from Television Park in downtown Augusta, the station you count on. This is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night. We begin with...
Live from Television Park in downtown Augusta, the station you count on. This is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Tonight's big story, floodwaters wreaking havoc on a local community. Could lack of county money be to blame? Hello, everyone. I'm Paige Tucker. So glad to have you with us tonight. We begin at 6 with rain.
Now, from Television Park, you're watching News Channel 6 at 10 on the CW Augusta.
And a good Thursday evening to you. Just a matter of hours now until we find out what you will be voting.
Live from Television Park in high definition. Coverage you can count on. This is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery.
And I'm Kimberly Scott in for Brad Means. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Coverage you can count on begins.
The source for local weekend morning news starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6. Good morning, Augusta.
And it's 7 o'clock. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sean Cabbage.
And I'm Alex Moore. Sean, it is very humid out. It is very...
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at noon.
I'm Sean Cabbage. Thank you so much for joining us today. Coverage you can count on begins with investigators.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
And welcome back, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery.
And I'm John Hart. Brad will check in with us in just a little bit.
Coverage you can count on continues now with a voter registration.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
And a good evening to you, everybody. You are watching News Channel 6 at 7. I'm John Hart.
And I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. A man on the run now locked up.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
I'm Sean Cabbage. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Coverage you can count on begins in Bartow, Georgia, where...
Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
Hey y'all, it's 9 o'clock. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Sean Cabbage.
And I'm Mike Rumsey in for Alex Moore this morning, and we
Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
Well, good morning, sunshine. Thanks for joining us. It's great to be with you. I'm Sean Cabbage. Coverage you can count on.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at noon.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mary Morrison.
And I'm Barclay Bishop. Thanks so much for joining us. So we will get to our big story in just a moment. But first, some breaking news out of Richmond County.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at noon.
Good afternoon to you on this Monday, November 22nd. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Dee Griffin and for Mary Morrison. We begin.
Thanks for joining us. Jenny is on assignment. Coverage you can count on begins with active shooter.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Brad is off tonight. Thanks for joining us for News Channel 6 at 5. New tonight, one CSRA community.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Wes Cooper. It's a pleasure to have you with us right here on WJBF News Channel 6 on this very eventful Saturday. Happy Leap Day.
6 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. We thank you for joining us. Jenny is off tonight. As coverage you can count on.
As your news at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening, everyone. You're watching News Channel 6 at 7. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Now at 10, the Aiken City Council reviewing a plan to build more.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
And welcome inside our new studio here at Television Park. And I'm John Hart, new at 10 tonight. Richmond County investigators searching for answers.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Hannah Latier. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins as a well-known...
Need to write it down? You're watching WJBF Channel 6 Augusta.